Okay. Hey everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm excited for tonight's training. This is part of our Newman Region Nation meeting. Well, Region Nation meeting, that sounds funny. But our turnkey of the Nation meeting down here in the Carolinas. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time getting things going. And because there's so much coming up with the holiday season and also fall festivals, which is huge. So we're going to take a little bit of time to talk about kind of the vendor events setup, as well as sip and shops, because now is the time, like we've been hearing in our nation, now is the time to really do this. People are definitely looking and spending money this time of year, whether it's on themselves or buying gifts. So this is the perfect time to kind of ramp your game up and get more into the cold market. So like I said, really looking at festivals and, vendor events, as well as sip and shops. And I personally set up for the same. Now this is a really long table. Normally my tables are not this big. Usually I would just use a simple folding table that I can just bring with me anywhere I go. That's really lightweight. So that's good. And let me turn my So I would bring a table and do the same kind of setup, the same thing, regardless of a sip and shop or a vendor event or fall festival or something like that. So the first thing I want to talk a little bit about is finding these events, right? Because they are out there. So you want to look, you can look online, if you even pay attention, which I know a lot of us don't because we get so many invites, but if you look, you will probably find a bunch of events that you've been invited to on Facebook even, that might be vendor events. So looking for opportunities like that, you can look in local papers. If you have like a YMCA or a community place where you'll see a lot of flyers posted, you can find events there. Also community, local neighborhood pages and things like that. Local boutiques. And then like community pages, like I said, and even churches this time of year, there is, I think if you do the, would you like that? No, that's a big one, because we're recording. Okay. You see it's like speaker. And then also, like I said, different church events and things like that. A lot of churches host fall festivals, and there's a lot of even like 5Ks and stuff where you can even do a run or a race or something along those lines to get out there. So this is really just different ideas to get into your community. And like I said, whether it's churches or, just different town festivals. And then the other thing that you want to do is think about local boutiques, stores in the mall. I mean, I know we've been in Athleta, we've been in so many different stores, Chico's, so even Old Navy. So there are tons of opportunity to get into to different stores. So then also gyms. This time of year also people are kind of getting back in their routine. The kids are back in school. So doing an event at a gym is also a great idea, or a fitness center. So let's talk a little bit about the setup. So the setup you want to have, and I did kind of a mock setup here for everybody. So most important, like even if you don't remember all your product, or the most important thing that you need is lead cards. Because the whole purpose of an event like this is to get leads and to get contacts to follow up with. So there are some on our Purpose Driven Nation page, and you can just put them on a clipboard, print them out, put them on a clipboard, couple clipboards depending on the size of an event. I know we did a gluten-free expo that was huge. I mean, we had, I think, 3 of us at one time, and there were probably 3 or 4 clipboards going with people filling out information. So you want to have something where people can take and they can stand at the table and they can write. And you're going to get their contact info. You want to try and get a phone number. And it's really important, which I'll talk a little bit more about, to talk to them a little bit as they're filling that out. But you want to have your raffle item, whatever it might be. You want to have, I personally usually do a raffle item, a smaller raffle item with a gift certificate. So again, forcing them to meet you, and also forcing them to kind of go through and look at the process. Because if you give them, let's say, a $25 gift certificate, well, we both know there are some things you can get for $25, but chances are they're probably going to want a larger item and be paying a difference. So, so gift certificates with maybe a smaller item is a great idea. And then you want your overall display, the products. You do not want to show up with like your big roller suitcase filled with every single product from every single line. Not that any of us have all 450 products anyway. Even I don't have all 450, I don't think. But you want to have a simple display featuring the most important products, our flagship lines. So you want to have an RE9 set on display. Of course, now you want to have your Ultra out. And then you want to have our ASVP for the nutrition set. And just like I was doing a core presentation, I also bring 3 of my favorite products. So that's the products that I'm using to display. Super simple. This is also great at a fitness place. If you're talking about healthy living on the inside and out, you have your skincare and you have your nutrition. Simple. Because the end result of an event like this is you want to get business partners out of this. I just did a super small event, actually, Big Latch On in Charlotte. I got 2 business partners out of it. And I guarantee you, if I made it look super complicated, they probably wouldn't have been interested in the business opportunity. So, so you want to have it simple. And then you also, I always like to do like a try me section where you bring a couple things for people to feel the difference on the spot. So I usually bring a primer, of course. This is also a great cash and carry. I don't do a lot of cash and carry, but having a couple items at an event, just like Linda Parker talks about in her training for home presentations, you know, having a couple cash and carries that you can have their contact info, you can run it through, and then you can just reorder that item. That is a great idea. So having a couple of those, but then also having, I usually do the hand cream, but if you have like your shea butter, lotion, or whatever you really love and are passionate about that people can try, that is sanitary, you know, then bring that. And then, like I said, the primer. So those are 2 of my favorites that I always have. And then I also always have, you know, a water bottle, a jug, depending on the size of an event. I think we had like for that big expo, we had like a big, huge jug of water for fizz sticks, because you're going to want to make your fizz sticks and have people try them. So I always bring like the little shot size glasses and have the fizz sticks available. Now, depending upon the event, you may or may not want to do protein in addition. I always do those homemade protein bars. I have those. Thank you, Vienna. I also have the protein bars out. Now, if you're doing a larger event, I suggest that you do sun butter instead of a peanut butter or almond butter just because of nut allergies. But so I do always have those available. And then depending on the event, I may or may not bring my protein shaker cup and make some shake for people to try. So those are the things that you want to have for people to try. Your fizz sticks, definitely, they're a definite, that you can just pour and give to people as they come up. And that's also a great intro, which I'll talk about. And then your try me items, some protein bars. You can also use our nutrition bars, you know, if that's easier for you, or you know, maybe it's more convenient, or for sanitary reasons, you want to show them that it comes from a package. That's totally fine too. So you can use our nutrition bars. But either way, you want to have a couple things for people to try. Now, I have heard tell of people doing like sea sore scrubs at like a bucket and thing like that's, I just can't get into all that. Like my Awaken Sea Salt Scrub is oily no matter what I do with it. I keep it in a white container when I go to demonstrations because of that. So I don't want that mess. But if you did want to do that or you've had success with it, feel free. Like that's just something that I personally don't do. And then you want to, like I said, have your RE9, your nutrition, you know, your 30 days, your 3 favorites. Now we're coming on a holiday season. Think of the holiday line. Linda Parker trains on this. Think of it as a side dish, okay? You don't want to roll up with nothing but holiday products. Do not forget the backbone of our business, right? The of our product line, which is the RE9 and the nutrition. Yes, you want to have a sampling of the holiday. Instead of your 3 favorite products, maybe you want to feature a couple of your favorite holiday products. The goal is for you to book a home presentation where you can do a little holiday demonstration along with a facial, right? So I just want to keep that in mind when you're featuring our holiday product, and think about you trying to work this as a business and promote. How much QV are you going to get from a Pampermint set versus an RE9 set? So just in the back of your mind, think holiday, sprinkling the holiday, always have the holiday catalogs with you, always have, so that you can show all the products, bring a couple of the holiday products, but your focus should be on those ASVPs for the nutrition and the skincare. And of course, our primary focus is always growing our business and our team. So paperwork-wise, what do you want to have? You want to have a close sheet. So you want to have the close sheets printed out. You want to have an order form, not a order form. You want to have a couple order forms. Now, you might get orders that day. That definitely happens. However, again, as long as you're getting their information, that's what's most important for you to follow up. Again, the fortune is in the follow-up. So if you leave an event like this and you're like, well, crap, I didn't get any PCs. Well, guess what? Most often you don't. But you do have contacts to follow up with. Like I said, my last one was a small event. Did I get any PCs on the spot? No, I didn't even get any PCs on the spot. But later on, I got 2 business partners and 2 new PCs. Okay, so that fortune really is in the follow-up, and I think I only got 13 lead cards that day. So you look at the law of averages, and that is going to happen. And then the second thing that you want to have is an independent consultant contract. So you do have one with you. You can talk to them about the business, but you want to have these on hand just in case. And then, like I said, the close sheet that has the opportunity in the back and those key ASVPs. Now, all of this is on Purpose Driven Nation, of course, on our website. And then I always have in a folder. This is all in a folder, so I can pull it out if I need to. I don't clutter the table with it. I have my ASVP packages. So I have that available. I also have a preferred client and benefit sheet, again, all on the website. So I have all of these things available to me should I need to go back and do it. Also have your calendar. Now for me, my calendar, I had a tough transition, but Jen Sidoni, thank you so much, because I did switch to my phone calendar, my Google Calendar, and so have your calendar, whatever form it is, have it with you, because you want to book coffee appointments, right? Your primary focus of this is to get bookings from this. So you want to have your planner, your calendar, your phone, whatever it is you're using, you want to have it with you, because your goal is to sponsor them into your business. That's always our first goal, right? Think of that funnel. So you want to sponsor them into the business. You want to have them host for you, okay? And then, get some orders, PC signups, and referrals. So looking at that, you want to be prepared to ask them to meet for coffee. You want to have little gifts ready for if they book an event with you there. I'm not going to give them their $50 product. I am not a fool. I will not say, here's your 53, whatever they are now, 52 QV box of fizz sticks. I'll see you next week. No, but I will give them, especially right now, I can't talk about the holiday line enough. Make sure you are ordering a ton of those trios of the hand cream. I just gave my last one out to my daughter's new kindergarten teacher yesterday. So make sure you order those so that they last throughout the year, and you get their great gifts. So I will give one of those. Got hers. But yeah, so I will give those as like a little incentive to go ahead and put something on my calendar, but only if they set a date. If they're like, yeah, I'm going to check my schedule and talk to my friends, and then I'll get back to you. No. Even if you get them to pencil something in, you can say, all right, you know what? Well, what works better for you, weekdays or weeknights? Okay, weeknights, awesome. Well, I have next Wednesday available. Does that work for you? Well, I don't know. Okay, well, let's see. Does it work for you? And then we can decide if it works with your friends. I'm totally writing this in pencil so that if it doesn't work out, it's fine. Or now that I put it in my phone, I'm going to put this in with a little question mark. I should see the question mark. So if it doesn't work out, it's fine. But either way, tentatively, we have it for Wednesday. And if nobody shows and it's you and me and one other person, it's awesome. You're still going to get your free product. So you do want to get bookings at that event. So don't think about selling products, right? You want to look for business partners, and you want to have them host for you and get stuff on your calendar. This should help propel you into massive, massive activity in a brand new cold market, which is a beautiful thing. And then look at, of course, orders. So how does it look? So when people are walking by, right? Because depending on where you are, fall festival, and sometimes you could be in the worst place. Sometimes I like to put vendors like in the rear back corner where nobody has a reason to go. Like it's like the black sheep. You're like, wait, I paid this money for this table and no one can see me. But that is kind of the nature of the beast. So you might want to, if you have a teammate with you, you might want to have them walk around to invite people to come to the table. We're raffling off a big $50 product, stop by. The announcer might announce on the microphone depending on the event. But people are walking by. People just walk by, right? Well, if you don't say anything, people typically are not going to stop. They're going to look really slow, maybe pick up something, and we're going to walk away. So it's up to us to initiate that conversation. You have to be bold, be comfortable, be uncomfortable, right? We talk about this all the time. So you're going to want to say something like, hey, I have an energy fist stick if you want to try, right? So you can totally leave with that. Super awesome. Or, you know what? Like, we're doing a raffle. Here, the point is just to get them to stop at the table. Some homemade protein bars, bleh, whatever you have to do to get them to stop and look at you, do it. The point is for them to make eye contact with you and start to make that connection. So they say most often people are drawn to the raffle. The raffle is what gets them. So they're filling out the raffle. Maybe they're sipping on a fist stick. Oh, this is good. And then they're sitting there filling out the raffle. Well, that's perfect, right? Because while they're writing, we can form them. Maybe a super brief form, but, ask them some questions. Oh, so what brought you here? Have you ever heard of Arbonne? And so they're writing. And meanwhile, you're taking little notes in the back of your head, which Marie's going to talk about too. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you have celiac. Oh, that must be so hard. And you really have a conversation with them and kind of get to know a little bit of what you can about them in about 30 seconds to 60 seconds, right? Because you don't have a lot of time, depending especially on the volume. If it's like, hey, you're the first person I've seen in 5 minutes, well, you can probably have a little chat. But if you have like 3 people at your table at once, you're going to want to make it snappy. So you're going to ask a couple key things for many reasons. One, you're building rapport with them. You're building a relationship. It's not like, here, like, this is my special. It's like, here, let's talk. And you're asking them questions about what brought them here or whatever it might be. You're writing little notes in your mind, and then you're going to transfer them. So they give you the card. They put it in your little jar. I normally have like a big vase, but I actually have flowers in the vase, so I use my green vase. So you pull it out as soon as they walk away, and you're like, okay, Susie had 3 kids, 1 celiac, 1 this, and then you write your notes, you put it back in. So that when you're following up with them, you made a connection with them, you know that information, and you can use it when you call them. People want to trust you. They're not going to just jump in and order something, or especially be a business partner if you don't at least spend a little time talking with them. So you're going to write those notes for yourself as memory joggers, and also to really personalize and get to know them. So that is how you can talk to them. That's kind of how that would play out. Now, some people might say like, oh yeah, I've used Arbonne before. Oh, okay, what have you used? What have you tried? You have a consultant. If they have a consultant, you refer them back to their consultant. We are not like that. We're not going to steal somebody. It's not about getting someone. It's about building a relationship. They have a relationship with somebody else. Respect that. Okay, so you're going to refer them back to their consultant. And if they say, like, well, can I still enter the raffle? You're not going to say, no, no, sorry, you can't. You're spoken for. You'll have them, and you can write a note to yourself, already has a consultant. So when you follow up with them, you know that they already have a consultant. And so when you're following up with them, maybe you don't want to offer them a free gift for meeting because they already have somebody. So you're not going to have a one-on-one with them. So that is as far as like getting them to the table. Now, some people are still going to walk by and they're going to stop, and I'm going to say, we're raffling off a free $50 product. We're raffling off this and that. And they're going to say, oh, okay, have a good day. Now, don't let that get you down. I just want to prepare you for that because that does happen. People, you'll say like, oh, hi, and they will literally not make eye contact and walk by if it's a really busy event. And you're like, well, you didn't even say hi to me, buddy. I don't want you on my team anyway. So just don't be discouraged by that. Know that it does happen, but these events are very, very powerful if you do them right. If you set up and you go into it and you're like, I'm going to get 10 PCs today. Well, You might, and hey, you always want to have high goals, but really you want to look at this as an event to get into other networks and grow your cold market. So, so that's kind of a little about that. Now, as far as getting booking out of bookings, there is an awesome video that Marie, I know it's kind of weird because we have video on video, but Marie has a video that Lori Ayres did. She posted in Purpose Driven Nation, her Deal or No Deal at a table. So she is going to go ahead and train on that via iPad, and we're going to record it. So Marie, if you can pull that up, and then I guess we'll bring it over here and move the chart closer, figure out all these logistics as we go. So hopefully you guys can hear. Just kidding. Stand by. Oh, it's loading.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Michelle. Thanks for asking me to share a little bit about the Deal or No Deal idea that I stole from Jen Sidoni and used with my table event. So basically how this idea worked for me was I was just trying to increase activity at the table event that I was doing for the fitness activity that was going on in my community. There were people coming to work out, and I had a table set up, and I had, you know, my fitness drinks for my Phyto Sport line. I had my protein bites, and I wanted something else to see if I could spin another event off of that event, because we all know we want to, you know, keep getting in front of people. That's sort of the way the business goes. And so I thought this was a great way to use the Deal or No Deal idea that Jen taught us, but just a different way of doing it. So instead of doing it at your event, at your presentation, at the end, and saying to your group of individuals, hey guys, I have a proposition for you. You know, if you want to share the Arbonne discussion or presentation with your friends, I'm offering you to select a product and open up your package today, and whatever sample item you get, I will actually bring the full-size item to your presentation if you have a presentation in the next, 2 weeks. So that was the initial idea, and this is sort of the same thing, but it was saying like, hey, I've wrapped up in here some sample sets for the RE9 set, and if you agree to just sit down with me and 2 or 3 of your friends around your kitchen table, I'm going to let you pick from my box to make a deal with me, and then when I come in the next 2 weeks to your presentation at your house, no big deal, no sweat, no stress. I'll just come and sit down with 2 or 3 of your friends. I'll actually bring the full-size product for you as a gift for hosting me. And so that's basically how it worked. It was just a nice way to bring people over to the table and just say, hey guys, come on over, try some protein bites, try some of my Phyto Sport energy drinks. And also, I have this Deal or No Deal for you. And it was just a nice way to carry on a conversation and talk about possibility of extending this event into another event. So I didn't actually get a party from it when I did it, but cool thing is I got a business builder. So we, through a conversation, and it started by like calling him over and like kind of joking around, like, what's the big deal? And we kept talking, and so it ended up being something that was even better than a party. So you never know. It's just an additional tool in your toolbox, and I think it works out pretty good. So basically what I did was I just had this flyer, and we can see if we can actually attach this, if it's okay with everybody to attach this in the Facebook page under one of the files as well, so you can print it out and don't reinvent the wheel. So basically, I just put the flyer on a protein shake mix box. And so you could use any box from Arbonne, but I thought that was kind of cool in terms of also, from one side having the flyer and one side sort of promoting the product. And then inside the box, I just got these little bags, so you can't see the product. So it was really just sort of the idea that Jen had of unwrapping the gift. You can't see what it is, so they're just picking out. So they would pick out a bag, and then the baggie is just like a cookie wrapper that you can get at Michael's, and so cheap. So just one of those bags. And then inside the bag, I have just my business card, and then I had the sample RE9 product. So I would have the person pick out of the bag, and then I would bring this full-size product to the presentation that they were hosting for me. And so that was it, really. And so it's all set to go, and it's something that I have in my toolbox now, and I keep in my my bag of tricks ready to go anytime I have something going on. I also thought this could be something cool that if you are a teacher, or if you have like a work lounge or something like that at your job, it's also a great way to let people know, hey, it's in there anytime. You want to just make a deal with me, bring it up to me, and I will write it on your date on my calendar, and I'll bring you that full-size product. So do something cool, and so yeah, well, thanks for asking me to share, Michelle. I feel honored, and I hope you guys are having a good training, and have a good night. Thanks.
Awesome. Move it back a little bit. Perfect. So hopefully that was helpful.
So hopefully that was helpful. The last thing I want to have Executive District Manager Marie Thomason train on is the follow-up, which is really a very, very critical part of this. Is like I said, I mean, the fortune really is in the follow-up. So yes, you could have a great display. Yes, you could give out your fistics. You could get like 100 lead cards at a huge event, right? But if you don't follow up, it's not going to do you any good. So I'm going to let Marie go ahead and train on following up, and then we'll wrap it up. So.
Awesome. All right. Hi, guys. I am Marie Thomason, and I just have, I rewrote it like 3 times today just to make sure I get it, simple, clear, and concise for you guys. I have about 10 little tips in regards to following up after vendor events. So basically, what are you going to do from shutting down your display, getting home, and what are you going to do when you get home? So at my event, when I'm shutting down, first thing I do, because it's the most important thing to me, are the slips. So once I have my slips that are either in, whatever container you have them in, I will take them all and put them in a Ziploc baggie. And I put them in a Ziploc baggie and keep them safe because that's the entire reason why you were there, right? So if you're gonna accidentally put them in the front of your bag, if you're trying to rush out of there to get out of there too fast, trust me, it's happened before to probably a lot of us. You lose a couple lead slips here or there, and it really, really kills you and eats at you. So you definitely want to make sure that you make those lead slips your priority. So I put them in a Ziploc baggie in a safe place before I leave. Also, sometimes you will be sharing events with other consultants, whether it's like a sideline sister or brother, or it's going to be somebody that's on your team with you. So I'm going to kind of talk to you a little bit about in the slips. Let's say Michelle and I are doing one together, and we're both talking to different people, and on the back of your slip, you're always going to put, as Michelle said, your little tidbits about that person. Something to help jog your memory about who that person was, or what you talked about, what products you talked about, what their interest levels were. You're going to put your name. So I will see the ones that say Marie on the back and ones that say Michelle on the back, and we'll go ahead and divvy those up to each other. Again, making sure we don't drop anything and all that. Sometimes Michelle will take it all home and she'll give me, mine later, whether she'll email me a list or we'll meet up for coffee in the next couple of days or so. So that's kind of how we do that with each other. But for a new consultant on my team, I will take all of the lead slips myself, and that's something that you guys will learn, because let's say we have a new consultant and they go MIA, they're in missing action, and they have 20 leads and they're just sitting there and they're not doing anything with them. So you just never really know where somebody's going to be and how they're going to continue their business. So that's just kind of a tidbit that I've learned myself. Definitely always want to be in control of those with the new consultant, because again, you just don't know. Let's see. So once I do get home, I can't not, do it the way that it's supposed to. So I'll put all of my lead slips in a big bowl or a bucket, and I'll shake it all around, and it's just me and myself and my dogs, or I'll have my husband pull it or something. But I will go in and pull the raffle slip for the big raffle winner. And then I start prioritizing my lead slips. So that person who is in my raffle winner will be my first person that I call. After that, I prioritize based off of my notes on the back of my slip. So whether it is, potential new consultant and with my notes or RE9 set, whatever my note is what I'll kind of prioritize off of. Additionally, I know some lead slips may have, are you interested in the opportunity, or, 1 through 5 most interested, or however your slip is. That's going to also how I prioritize off of these calls as well. Because anybody who does a business opportunity with a little check mark, I'm going to call them first. So I will have my raffles winner, my opportunity people, and then going back down the list. Maybe nobody checked any interest on anything at all, and they just want to get the free stuff. So that totally happens. It's normal. And then they may go on the bottom of my list, but do they still get a phone call, and are they still the winner? Absolutely. So I still will reach out to everybody. When I make my follow-ups, I will typically try to follow up with them within 24, 48 hours. You don't really want to wait very long because you have that excitement. I know if I'm entering into a raffle that I really want to win, I want to know if I won. So, I want to hear back. So I will go ahead and make sure I do my follow-up. So I will absolutely make a phone call first. Making that phone call, really getting them on the phone, is going to be critical. And they may not answer, and that's totally fine, because a lot of times, a lot of people don't answer. But of course, we all do, because, we want to know who's calling us, because it's exciting. It's like getting mail in the mailbox anymore. So, if they don't answer, that's okay. Go ahead and leave a voicemail. And one of the things that I've kind of learned is, leaving something exciting on their voicemail. Usually I'll run up and down the steps a couple times before I make my phone call, so I act like I have energy going on and I'm excited, and I'll try to smile and be silly a little bit to have that energy come through the phone. I will, leave them a voicemail, kind of say, hey, you're the winner, you're the raffle winner. I have, exciting stuff to give you. There's verbiage out there on the Nation page for sure. But, sometimes I even give them, depending on my mood, sometimes I'll even give them a time frame. I need to hear back from you within the next 48 hours to claim your prize. And then sometimes I may even say, if I don't hear from you with your prize, I will go to the next raffle winner. Sometimes it's worked and sometimes it hasn't. So just kind of feel that out for yourself, what you're most comfortable with. But then anybody who didn't win the main prize, I will give them a fit kit, or, if they're more interested in the PhytoSport sample, I'll give them a PhytoSport sample and or the fit kit, or an RE9 sample, or whatever I have on hand. But just making sure that you do tell them, that you're the winner too. You may not have won the big gift. However, I still have, a consolation prize that everybody's a winner with Arbonne. And you'll want to go ahead and meet up with them. And then just using your funnel that they just put out there for us too, which I absolutely love, incorporating your funnel, going down the suggestions when you have your conversation with your people. If they can't get one-on-one to get their product, hey, maybe 1 or 2 more people, that's going to be your ideal situation. And then with my voicemails, I will also send up a follow-up text and let them know who I was, and that I did leave them a voicemail, and to please listen to their voicemail and let them know you're with Arbonne and all that good stuff, because I hate voicemails and I personally don't check them. And I would rather get a text message follow up and saying, hey, it's Marie with Arbonne. You won something free. Just reach out back out to me, use the verbiage on the website. And then they do typically do a little bit better follow up that way once they know who you are and what that voicemail is about, because it's kind of like that black box. You never know what you're going to get into when someone calls that you're not sure about. So then the only other thing that I'll give you guys just a couple little tips about is when you do actually get somebody on the phone. Hey, it's Marie Thomason with Arbonne. I met you at blah, blah, blah expo. We talked about. So when you write your notes, that's where it's going to come back into play, where you can kind of turn it around, and then they are like, oh, she does remember me. Oh, I am important. Because everybody likes to feel a little bit important and a little bit loved. Other than that, I think that was basically it. Yeah, so short and sweet.
Love it. Well, thank you guys again for tuning in. Definitely go out there, look, make use of your resources. Like I said, whether it's newspapers, Facebook, social media. Oh, the other thing I did not address, which I do want to talk about for just 2 minutes, is sip-in shops, because it's the same setup. You're going to have a raffle. You're going to get lead cards. You're going to build relationships, same verbiage, but how to book a sip-in shop, right? This is a little different, because this is not something where you're paying $35 or $100, whatever it is for your event, right? This is something where you're asking to get into somebody's store or their gym. So it's very important that you make it about them. If you do not remember anything else from the Sip and Shop training, please remember to make it about them, because it's not about you. And if you say, I want to come in and I want to meet your network, and I want to meet your your clients, your customers, that is not going to go over well. What you want to say is something about, I'm partnering with several other local establishments, or I'm working with several other stores in the mall, or several, because you want to say, like, everybody's doing it, right? Everybody's doing it. So, you want to say something along those lines of, I'm really excited. I'm partnering with a lot of local boutiques or small businesses or whatever the establishment might be, fitness centers, and I'm really excited to do some cross-promotional work with you. Cross-promotion, insinuating that you are going to be promoting their store. That is key, guys. What is in it for them? Because just like you're trying to go grow your business, they're trying to go theirs. So you need to make sure that you are making it about them. What can they do? So basically what that looks like, I just come, set up a small little display. I do a raffle for your customers, which everybody loves. I bring some favorites for people to try, and I will handle all of the advertising. I will blow it up on social media. I'll post some things at the local Y and the community centers and this, that, and I'm going to help bring in business to your establishment. Remember, what are you doing for them? Make it about them, and they will want to work with you. You might get some who are like, well, I got to talk to the store manager, or, oh, you know what, I'm the store manager, but I got to talk to the district manager. That's great. You're going to say, oh, okay, totally understand. Let me just get your contact information. When will they be in? Okay, so if they're coming in tomorrow, that's great. If not, you want to have that person's contact information if they won't give you their district manager's contact information. If you can stop in the next day, you want to see them face to face if possible, to kind of explain it to them. Because I guarantee you what that person's going to say to that district manager is, so some Arbonne lady came in and she wants to set up a table. And they're probably going to say something like, well, we know that this one's been in here. This never goes over well. So you want to be there to kind of explain yourself. You want to have that contact information. If possible, you want to get their contact information. And remember that they're a person. They're a prospect too. Give them a fist stick. Get their phone number. Meet them for coffee, right? So don't stop with just getting into the store. Also look to build a relationship with a person who's helping you. And then find a time to follow up. And if you are able to be prepared to book, right? If they say like, okay, well, I'm not sure about our calendar, and they start looking at their calendar, you don't want to be like a deer in headlights and say, oh, well, I have to get back to you. You want to have some dates in mind, and always ask, what's their busiest time? Most of the times it's going to be like a Saturday, but say, okay, great. What's your busiest time? Because you don't want to be there necessarily on a, on a Monday night, like Wednesday afternoon, or when they open on like a Thursday, right? You want to be there, not on a Monday night. You want to be there at a busy time where you want to get traffic. And they might say to you, well, maybe in midday, they're thinking of their slow time for you to help bring people in. So you want to work with them and give them a time that's comfortable for you and that's going to maximize your business. So, and then once you establish it, keep that relationship, foster that relationship as you get close to the event. Can't wait for Saturday. I made that mistake once early on, and I showed up with my table and they were like, oh, I didn't know you were coming today. It's not on her calendar, which it was fine. I set up anyway. I was like, well, I am. Here it is on mine, so I'm ready to go. But make sure that you follow up with them ahead of time. So I hope this was helpful. Again, just some verbiage. If you have any questions, and definitely go to our website, because of course, Purpose Driven Nation, there are so many resources, forms. It's really not that difficult. You're just getting into your cold market in a brand new way. So hope you have a wonderful fourth quarter. I am so excited about everything that's happening. Remember, Holiday Line side dish, always have that RE9 and that nutrition set. So talk to you later, guys. Mwah.